Data over drama. Now, I never coined this phrase, and I'm never going to claim that I've coined this phrase, but I've heard a lot of people over the years say this. And this can be nothing but the truth in wholesaling real estate. Your data has to go over everything else. And when I talk to people that are brand new in this business, and I'm trying to figure out what their business is like, what they're doing, what they're not doing, I ultimately always ask for one thing. Just one thing. That's all I ask, right? They say, you know, what's the meme? Like, guys only want one thing. Well, Zach only wants one thing. When I talk to you, there's only one thing as a beginner I really need to know. The data. Like, give me the data on everything. Don't give me the drama. Don't give me the emotions. Just tell me the data. What is your market? What are you looking to do? And what have you been doing in the past? And we just got to figure out, and then I can take from that data if most likely you can do well in the situation or not. And I'm not saying I'm this oracle genius, but I have just seen so much data points in wholesaling of what works in so many markets. For example, if you come to me and say, Zach, I live in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, which is actually a great wholesaling market, by the way, which is a very like niched out market, right? And you said, I'm driving for dollars 10 hours a week, I could say, bro, you're good. You're cooking right now. You're good. You cooking. But if you come to me and say, Zach, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm driving for dollars 10 hours a week, I'm going to say, you're cooked. You're not cooking, you're cooked. Because it ain't going to work there, right? And the wholesaler trying to cold call in Memphis is a lot different than the wholesaler trying to cold call in Pittsburgh, parts of Ohio, right? It's just so different. It's insane to me how different it is. And the cool part about wholesaling real estate, and probably the not cool part, is every single market is its unique thing. And what I mean by this is wholesaling in Boise, Idaho is rough right now. Prices are still crashing. And if you're wholesaling in Orlando, things are thriving. Now, it's a little more competitive, but prices aren't crashing. And a lot of people are moving from California and New York over here. And the cool part is every single market is its unique, separate market. And this is why when you see wholesalers, you know, from, I don't know, Phoenix, Arizona, right, talk about wholesaling, they only talk about what works in their local market. And Phoenix is its own, like, it's like the Galapagos Islands, right? It's such a weird area. The reason why Phoenix is so weird is you have 2 million people. There's more wholesalers locally in Phoenix than anywhere else in the country. And the really weird part is every house there is pretty much built past 1960. Like, I'm generalizing it. And most of the houses are built on really good foundations. There's no storms in Phoenix that come in and create ugly or distressed real estate. What I mean is, in Florida, the swampy humidity destroys the trusses. We have termites everywhere. We have storms coming in everywhere, crazy rainstorms. There's alligators and squirrels and anacondas coming through the plumbing, right? There's always, and the cool part about Florida is we have crazy people, which makes it even better. Crackhead breaks into your house, destroys the house. Guess what? Great wholesaling deal. You don't get that much. You get some in Phoenix, but not too crazy. And it's just really interesting, right? Like, you go to Dallas, like, you're going to have those issues too in Dallas that you're not going to have in Phoenix. And so, like, Phoenix, Arizona it's a unique spot that is just so much different than every other place ever. And the thing is, the reason why I make my point here is people from that area only know that area and only locally wholesale in the area. They don't know what works in Dallas or anything else. And I will tell you, if you're a wholesaler in Houston, if you're a wholesaler in Atlanta, pretty much, if you can wholesale in Atlanta, you can wholesale anywhere. Because Atlanta is just like any big, like, if you do the tactics in Atlanta and Indianapolis, you're going to do well. If you do the tactics in Dallas, Houston, you're going to do well, right? I would say San Antonio as well. It's very, very interesting, right? And so the reason why I'm telling you is every market is so much different, but I can extrapolate, and most people here can know what works in certain markets is going to work in others and not, right? And so the gist of what I'm trying to say here is I just need to know the data of what you're doing, and I can look at the past 15, 20 people that sent me checks in your city, and I can see what they did and just see if it matches up. And the coolest part, I have my own internal data because I'm doing a lot of JV deals. I can figure out, hey, where my last JV deals or any of my virtual deals, I can figure out what areas and what works and what doesn't work, right? The sheer amount of JVs, I know the lead source that they're getting from. So like, I know exactly what's working, what's not working. And so data is going to be the most important point for your success here in wholesaling real estate. And I really don't say that lightly. What I mean by this is your data is going to be everything, because if you, to find a wholesaling deal, you need good data. You need to either drive for dollars and collect it. You need a good government list. You need to find a list that's going to have your next deal on it. Like that, I'm not being too crazy saying that data is going to be the pinnacle of our success here. Now, even on the dispo side, the data for the top buyers, to find good buyers, that's data also. This is all data that's going to be our success. Now, the one point that I can't, like data is not the most important for is, how well you can talk to a seller, how nice of a human being you are, right? Those are data points we can't really talk about, right? But overall, I'm going to tell you, data is going to be the most important part. And so my plea for everybody watching this today is to really put data before anything else. And another word for data, which is going to be kind of uncomfortable, is accountability. And what I mean by this is you have to be accountable to the data that you have. And what I mean is like the lists, the channels, all that, but also the data of how many hours you've worked. What has your scripts been? Like all these different things. How much hours did you put in? This is all data too. And so when you want to go out here and tell me that, life's just been really tough for me lately. There's no data point I can put here to make me say, oh, okay, well, you don't have to work hard anymore. No, you're going to have to work your stupid butt off here for success. That's how it always is. And so your data is always going to go over the drama. And I don't care what problems you have, what issues are going on in your life, your data is always going to come paramount. Now, there are people in very, very hard situations, and I'm not exaggerating, right? We got single moms, single dads, truck drivers working 40, 50 hours a week, right? All of these struggles going on right now. And it's a data point that's tough. I have my sympathy, I have my empathy, I understand the struggle, and I don't give you a pass, but like I completely understand, right? But at the end of the day, your success in wholesaling real estate is going to come down to the data you collect and the amount of raw work and the data on the raw work you put in. How mad would you guys be if I just said data instead of data for this whole little talk? That'd be kind of annoying, right? Does it bother you when people say data over data? I think it's weird to me. It's data. Data. Get out of here. Or go to the database. Come on, it's a database. All right, FYI. I should create a poll and see where everyone's at on this. But just look at your numbers. And maybe I'm saying this because I'm a very, very analytical, numbers-driven person. And you might not know that just looking at me, but the reason for my success has always been a stupid concept of figuring out, hey, I'm making $100,000. How can I just up the numbers of the marketing and then the leads increase? And then if I know exactly the data on where the buyers are at, I can just increase that. And that's something I've been really good at. And I feel like my biggest superpower is to go into anyone's business. And, this is not like a superpower you're probably going to be happy about, but I'll tell you one of my best superpowers is if you're a guy making $100,000 or $150,000, I can double that. Like it's the easiest thing in the world for me, because if I just see what you're doing and you're struggling to get more, I can show you exactly where to cut out the points of it. But like the biggest struggle to me, and the biggest struggle I think everyone has, and this is always something that I've never found an answer to, is like, what's the secret sauce for somebody who's brand new? And what I basically found was this phenomenon I had when I was in high school wrestling. And this is a really weird sport, and it's very, very like, you probably can't relate to this, but I have to give you an analogy. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'll give you the analogy for me, right? So my first year wrestling in high school, my record was 2-35. I won 2 matches and I lost 35. I got my butt whooped. It was insane. I was like 5'3". Okay. I was like 5'3". Year 2, I was like 5'5". I was like 5'7", right? I was growing. And then I was like 10 and 20, or like 20 and, I was like 10 and 30, right? 10 wins, 30 losses. And then my junior year came, I grew from like 5'7" to like 6'1" in like a year. So that was painful to grow that much. FYI, if you ever come to me or a live event, can you please not say the same line? Do you know what everyone says when they see me for the first time in person? Wow, I thought you were short. I'm like, I'm not a guru. What do you think I'm a guru? You think I'm 5'5" like every single other guru out here? Come on, get out of here. I'm not making fun of people that are short. But that's the number, do you guys know that's the number one thing people tell me when they meet me? Not, hey, Zach, I love your side. No, wow, you're taller than I thought. What do I give off vibes that I'm short? Like, I don't like people act like I'm 4'6". Like, do I give off these vibes? I have no idea. But I don't want to rant about this, but like, but I grew a lot, and I eventually, I don't like know what happened, but I just kept practicing. And my third year, I was like, I went from 2 and 20 to like 10 to 30. And then I was like 20 wins, 20 losses my junior year. Then my senior year, I went like 30 wins, like 7 losses. And I know it's weird to say, but like, what happened? There was a certain point when I went from my junior year to senior year that like, I just like, I don't even know, but like something clicked in my mind. And I think it was confidence. I think it was just sheer volume that I went from just like losing all my matches to just start automatically winning it. And I just got in front of people that are doing really well, and they trained me and just train. And it's just like training in general. But like once that thing clicked in my mind, it was like I was just destroying people. And I was just doing here's the interesting part. I'm doing the same exact things in practice. Something in my mind clicked and I started winning a bunch. It's insane to me. And so the same thing happens in wholesaling, you're going to find out. And there's a lot of really interesting examples. I think people in the chat can let you know that like they do the same 20 hours of work and they just keep doing the same thing. And in your mind, you feel like you're doing the same thing, but in actuality, what your brain is doing is it's deleting all the things, like you stop doing the things that aren't working and you keep trying new things. You find something that works, okay, keep doing that. Okay, this doesn't work, but just keep doing the things that are working, and eventually you figure out what works and what doesn't. And if you look at any successful wholesaler in the chat or here or me, I'm gonna figure out, you try 30 lists, you're gonna find 5 that are winners, and you're just gonna keep doing those 5 and you're just gonna find insane success. And you just do that at scale. Because putting 40 hours on 10 lists, you're spreading yourself thin, but putting 40 hours on 5 lists that actually work, that's when you start producing more leads, success, and deals. And so the data is going to be the secret here. And the secret for people that are brand new is, I know it sucks to say, but you just got to do the same dang work all the time. And it seems like you're just staying in the same spot, but you are growing like crazy. But all you have to do is just get rid of the drama in your head and these weird thoughts that I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I can't do it. Like, you just got to get rid of all that stupid drama and just go straight to work. Now, I say this example a lot, and shout out to one of the guys on my Sunday night live streams, but this was probably the worst example, and I'm going to be saying it for a very long time. And I'm not going to mention the person's name, but like, this one guy told me that in Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta people in the chat, let me know Atlanta, okay? I want to see Atlanta in the house, okay? I want to get a good demographic of people from Atlanta who lived in Atlanta. He told me, you probably heard the story a lot, that he was Hispanic and that was going to stop him from making money in wholesaling. So if you're Hispanic, you've done a wholesaling deal, let me know in the chat too. And it was just the funniest thing I've ever seen. The amount of Hispanic people that can make a stupid amount of money in wholesaling real estate it's unbelievable, right? It is unbelievable, right? Because like, if you look at like just Hispanic people in general, they are some of the hardest workers you're ever gonna find. And they put that effort into just any job, and then they put that work into anything they work in, right? So they put the work into I don't know, sales, they're going to do good. They put that work into wholesaling, they're going to do well. Like it's just a cultural thing to work your stinking butt off, right? And the funny, I'm like, bro, like, I just got off a call from a guy from Guyana. I think Guyana. What's that country in South America that like it's South America, but like I don't know in my mind. Like it's so interesting. I think it's Guyana, right? Let me Guyana, right? Guyana, doing a deal in Guyana. Like look up Guyana, not Guatemala, no, Guyana. Like a lot of people don't really know about it too much, and it's just like he just made a $40,000 deal. Like, and you're telling me that like I'm in Atlanta, I'm Hispanic, I'm gonna struggle. I'm like, come on, man, come on, get out of here. And the reason I say this is not to like make fun of or say it, but like it's, first of all, it's an insane thing to say. But the funniest thing about that is your brain loves to create like these false realities in your mind why you're not going to be successful, right? Oh, I'm this ethnicity, right? I'm from this culture. Like I have seen every single culture, like every continent have success. Shout out to my Australians going out here crushing it. Shout out to my guys from Africa and gals in Africa. Don't get me started the amount of people from South Africa and Nigeria going out here and just destroying it, right? Shout out to my Europeans, my Asians, right? Like everywhere. There's not one corner of this world that I can't find successful wholesalers. And it's just the thoughts that you have in your mind. And hey, let's talk about this. If you're telling me how much of a struggle and how much of a disadvantage you have, you know, think about the person with a thick accent trying to wholesale in Malaysia, right? Like, if you're Malaysian, shout out to you. You got this. You can do this, okay? Like, I want you to know you can do this, right? If you're from Malaysia with a thick accent, that's okay, right? But like, I will admit you are probably at a disadvantage compared to somebody who lives in Memphis that has no accent, right? And it's so funny here, right? It's so funny to me. But like, it's crazy. And so, you know, we see someone from Nigeria here. So shout out Nigeria. It's really funny, like Nigeria. Nigeria is probably one of the biggest come-ups in virtual wholesaling I've ever seen. So I want to give a shout out to those people. The amount of virtual wholesalers doing well from Nigeria is insane because Nigeria, they speak English really well. There are almost 200 million. Like, do the math on 200 million. Like, that's like 2/3 of the United States. Like, just really think about that. And if you statistically look at SAT scores from immigrant families, do you know what country the child of immigrants have the highest SAT scores and IQs? Nigeria. And so they are some of the smartest people you will ever meet, like IQ-wise and SAT score-wise, right? And they've had a bad reputation sometimes of like, you know, they've done things on the internet, right? And it's because they're really smart and they're really savvy. And, you know, I think it's a bad rep. I think it's a false stereotype from Nigeria. But like, Nigerians are known for working really hard and being really good on the internet. And at some point, they started going from that into legitimate online businesses. And somebody started, you know what? I speak English. I can do wholesaling. And I don't even understand like how crazy this happens. But the Nigerians started talking about wholesaling and it's been over, right? They've been destroying it. South Africa also. And so it's very, very interesting. South Africa is doing we're helping a lot of South Africans. The reason why people from South Africa are doing really, really, really well is because, you know, a lot of people thought a South African accent was going to work. And then we realized, you know, Elon Musk has a South African accent, right? And there's a lot of people, like, I know a lot of people from South Africa or like have an accent from it, right? So it's very like normal now. And so, and you know, people from Australia, like it's a note. Everyone loves people from Australia now, right? A shout out to all the Netflix shows, right? You got all those people, right? And the British accents, right? You got no problem here. And so the whole world is coming together in wholesaling to come together to help you out. And whatever you sound like, look like, wherever, how tall you are, it doesn't matter. If you have the will to make money, you will do it. If you have the will to get rich, you will do it in the hardest circumstances possible. The one thing I do beg of you is just to get rid of the drama that you have in your life. And the one thing I can tell everyone is it sounds like a bad concept, and I feel like when I say this, I'm going to be like those, like, be a man, alpha male type guys, and I'm not, okay? I don't believe in the whole, be an alpha male, right? Like, be amazing. Be the best father, mother, be the best version of you. I'm always somebody who subscribes to that theory. Go out here and conquer everything in your life that you want, and truly anything you put in your mind and desire, you can manifest and create with hard work. But I will tell you, if you can learn how to separate your emotions from facts and data in business, specifically real estate, you'll do well. There's a time and place to have your emotions, and there are a time and a place where there is not. For example, when I'm looking at the factual data, the actual numbers in wholesaling, I need to have no emotions. When I'm speaking to somebody that has a probate situation and they're crying, like, I need to put my emotions into this. And I have to feel for them and give them real empathy and care and let them know that I care and actually genuinely care. So there are ways in this, and you can't put your emotions completely out of it. But I will tell you, 9 times out of 10, putting your emotions into a decision making will only give you bad decisions. And so learn how to separate your emotions. And that's kind of the point of data over drama. Get rid of the drama, get rid of the excuses. Tell yourself, is this a logical thing I'm saying? Oh man, I'm too tired to cold call today. Is that an emotional, or is that a logical answer? You're tired, so you shouldn't cold call. Like, no. Okay, like, is this me in my mind trying to create excuses in my mind, like emotions? Or is this me actually going out here and being, like, logical, right? Hey, it's 11 p.m. at night, I shouldn't cold call. That's logical, okay? And if you can learn how to separate it, not be a sociopath, right? Like, there's some people that can't leave the fine line between going out here and knowing when to, like, be emotional or not. But it's okay if you're tired, okay? If you're tired, that's completely okay. I get it. But to separate your emotions from this business, you're going to find a lot of success. And I find a lot of wholesalers get really upset at me at doing this, because I'll tell you I think a lot of people love that too. When I get a person feeling down about themselves, sorry about themselves, I always go to logic. And the way I look at logic is, the chance of you being alive right now is so rare. The sheer gift of you being alive, we're not gonna get into a whole, like, outside of science realms, right? You know what I'm talking about. I don't discuss this because, like, guys, like, we're here to get rich. That's the only point of me talking to you, okay? If you can go preach something else, you can go to other people. That is not me. I'm here to make you money. That's all I'm here to tell you, okay? I'm not here to get into all this. But you being alive right now is the greatest gift you can possibly have. To be alive is the greatest gift possible. And this is a controversial statement. This is me looking at things logically. This is my mind, and this is from a young multimillionaire that is living his dreams. To be sad or depressed, in a sense, I get depression, I get sadness, but at the end of the day, you are so lucky to be alive. And if you have your family healthy, your loved ones healthy, and you have great kids or a family, or just to be able to breathe air, and you have all your limbs, you're not in constant pain all the time. You don't have any terminal illness. You being sad all the time should never be a problem. Your motivation should never be nothing. And there's people watching this that they have family members that have terminal illnesses, hospitals, crippling pain, like real unbearable, like, suffering going on, right? There's true suffering, right? There are fathers that wake up and their kids aren't alive anymore. Like, there's terrible things that happen. But for the young people watching this, and heck, people 30 or 40 that tell me that they just don't have motivation, or they just can't get out of bed, or my favorite's the 20-year-old that plays video games all day and his family's all fine and he's living the best life and he just can't get ahead. Or like, I don't subscribe to that theory of you being depressed at 20, 30. Now, there are lots of examples where I give a lot of passes to, but the 18, 19, 21-year-olds and heck, the 30-year-olds that are completely healthy and have a great family that tell me that they're sad and how everything's hard and difficult, I can't subscribe to it, right? I can't. And a lot of people go out here and tell me, Zach, you know, you got to support your mental health. You know, take a break, take a relaxation, stop telling all these people to go work so hard. And mental health is a very interesting topic, because mental health in my mind is knowing that my family's taken care of for the rest of their life. Mental health to me is knowing that my potential children in the future don't have to worry or be in poverty. That's mental health for me. Okay, mental health of just working 15, 16 hours a day. Like, who cares? If my family's taken care of, if my children are taken care of, and I'm living the dream life that I want, I'm living life on my terms, that is as mental health as you can get. Now, I could say some crazy things on here, but like, that's when you tell me like, I need a mental health break. I cold call 5 hours. I'm just like, dude, just don't get out of here. Okay, like seriously, just get out of here. All right, there's somebody working 12 hours on the oil fields right now, okay? So for my people that go out here and give me excuses and problems, I'm going to be the last person you're going to tell. Like, you're going to be the last person I'm going to give to. Oh, I'm so sorry. So if you're somebody that can accept the data of what it takes to become successful, go out here and make a name for yourself. Go out here and actually do it. Go out here and make the best of your life. So sorry for that little rant. I could talk all day about this, but it's truly a thing in my heart, and I don't know if this is my place to say it, but if you are alive right now and you are healthy and your loved ones are healthy, you should have no issues mentally being jacked up to go save your future family and your mom or dad. Like, if you have a great loving family and you love your mom, I think a lot of us do. Some people have bad moms. Most moms are amazing. You should strive to buy your mom a house. You should strive to retire your mom. And you should get jacked up to retire your mom. Like the thought, the excitement from saying, hey mom, your house is paid off, or I just bought you a house, and buy her a Mercedes because you're a multimillionaire now. Like, that should jack you up. Like, if that is what your goal is, you should be, like, you would have to tear you off the phones to work 14, 15 hours. Don't be this person that wants the Lamborghini, the sick watch, the cool boat. Like, all that stuff is stupid compared to making sure your mom is set, your dad is set, your family members are set, and they don't have to struggle. So there's all tiers to this game, guys. I don't know one wholesaler who talks about retiring the mom and how important that is. It drives me crazy. Guys, we're nowhere without our mothers. If you have a bad mom, maybe nowhere without your father's grandparents, right? We should have that as our pinnacle of what we want to do as a young man now, or woman, right? But if you have kids, then that supersedes all, right? And, we use this and we look at Rick, right? Like, why did he take his risk and do everything? Because he did it for me, a kid, right? Should be everything you work for. And so your motivation should always be there. I don't subscribe to the theory that you have no motivation. If your mom is struggling to pay the bills, like your motivation, like, how do you struggle to get up in the day? Like, I know I'm mentally insane because I'm the type of guy that will just work all day and just be like a kid at a candy store. I'm so happy. You see these quarterbacks that are so happy because they get to be quarterbacks. Like, it's their dream. Like, that's me, right? And it's insane to me. But like, at the end of the day, retiring your mom, making the most of your life, and just knowing how short life is, you got to live it at max speed because you don't get another shot at this. Now, some of you go, oh, well, you do. Yeah, I'm not going to get into all that. But go out here and make the most of it. Retire your mom. Make that your goal. If you can make that your goal, I promise you'll do happy, and you'll actually have a real goal to go after. Because I'll tell you this, as a guy that has been able to test drive, buy and sell, get rid of, and most luxuries in life. I'm not the guy with the multi-billion-dollar yacht. the car game's a game where you get the Mercedes, and then you get the really nice Lambo, then you get the Ferrari. Like it's a never-ending cycle, and you're always trying to flaunt right at that point. And this goes for other things too, houses, all like it. At the end of the point, like actually helping your family is, in my opinion, the best thing you got. So, guys, that's where I'm at today. Sorry for the crazy, insane rant, but like I truly do believe this is everyone's goal, and this is where you should be at.